All right, cool. We're live. We're live. Peace, peace, peace to the family. This is Brandon B. Dixon, and you're tuned into the Power of Ownership podcast. I got my guest host, Steven Contreras, here as well.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
So let's go ahead with the introductions. Let me go ahead and start the recording on Spotify and Anchor. Hold on, let me get this going. Then we can go ahead and start off. I apologize. I forgot all about it. We've been having a conversation off air for the longest. All right, so we're recording now on Apple, Spotify, so on and so forth. Okay, my name is Brandon B. Dixon. You're tuned into the Power of Ownership podcast. Um, I'm Brandon B. Dixon. I'm a published author, a serial entrepreneur. My book, Sales: The Nucleus of Any Profession, is out right now. Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. Go ahead, copy that. I'm a mortgage broker as well. Community activist, so on and so forth. The Power of Ownership podcast, we talk about not only ownership of houses and businesses, but intellectual properties. Also, we talk about ownership of the mind, body, and soul, ownership of the self. And that could take you and bridge you into taking the unseen realm could bridge you to the seen realm. So I'm gonna let Steven Contreras introduce himself, and then we're gonna promote a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Let me drop this logo here. And I need y'all to go ahead and like and subscribe, man. If y'all watch us on a daily basis or you watch us on a weekly basis, go ahead and like and subscribe. And share the videos, man. Share it. Steve, I'll let you go ahead and go in first, and then we can go ahead and go from there.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. My name is Steven Contreras. I'm a geologist here in Houston, Texas. Kind of like a Renaissance man, studier of the arts and sciences, kind of a lover of history and current events, and trying to make the world a better place one small step at a time. You can find me at Steven underscore Contreras underscore 90 on Instagram and Steven Contreras on Facebook.
Gotcha. All right, so let me go ahead and plug everything we got to plug. The first couple of minutes, that's what we do. First of all, if you like the show, we're getting a lot of people liking the show, making requests, start to comment since we've been putting it on Facebook. If you like what we're doing, go ahead, cash app us. If we could get all of our 600 people that listen to us every week to send us $1 each or $2 each, that'll definitely get us to start making more heavily produced shows, so on and so forth, bringing in certain guests, so on and so forth. So at Cash App, $ the Power of Ownership. Again, my vocation is I'm a mortgage broker by trade. So go to a lot of people. It's been bananas. So a lot of people have been buying houses like crazy over the summer. A lot of people trying to move. So go to www.hocmortgage.com. Take advantage of the record lows right now. A lot of people trying to refinance. So go ahead, keep it coming. You got any questions? You can always call me at 832-775-8357. Available 24/7. Give me a call. Also, if you want to get sales training, or if you want to get um, mentorship, uh, consultation, everything, go to billionaireloanofficer.com. The second book will be coming out real soon. So stay tuned for that. Last thing, at Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. So people that's on Facebook, I need you to go to YouTube and subscribe, hit the like button, so on and so forth. People on Facebook, I need you to go to Instagram. People on Instagram, I need you to go to Facebook and to YouTube. So we want to get all our audience, which is kind of fragmented right now, all everywhere. So go ahead at Billionaire Loan Officer. You can find me on at that particular at everywhere. So let's go ahead and get into the show real fast. And we're not gonna keep y'all too long this Sunday, but I wanted to have a show where we kind of talk about the current climate, what's going on right now in the world. Um, get our opinions on everything, get our opinions on the businesses, stuff like that. I took a trip last week to help my daughter move into her first apartment last weekend, so that's why you didn't see us last weekend. But I noticed the climate, and this was in Louisiana, that it's getting even more. I think with the propaganda that's going on, people are getting even more and more. I don't want to say what's the good word, not weird.
Yeah, like wired up.
Wired up, they're on edge, and then the professionalism and the normality is kind of going out the door. Like,
No one's working right now either.
well, I think it's the anxiety of the propaganda that they're watching on the news is what's making the current climate a little bit crazy. I'll give you an example real quick. Actually, in the whole time I was in Louisiana, I only could get something to eat from Subway. you know, we tried several times to get food at sit down restaurants. Nobody would serve us. It was crazy.
Yeah,
And if
so
you wind up
they're still not open over there.
now they're open. I'll give you the quick story. My daughter and I took my brother and my cousin as well. We went to Chili's out there in Baton Rouge, and we sat down. I'm talking to my daughter, so I didn't know time was passing, that quickly. But it took us 20 minutes to get seated, and then she got our drinks, and then it took an hour or so. We still hadn't had any food.
Hmm.
So, and then we ordered all prepared stuff. It wasn't, anything that you really had to cook. My
Was
daughter
it like
ordered nachos, my brother ordered a salad, and I think I ordered like appetizers. I didn't, I'm not a big Chili's fan. So, in fact, that's that's what one of the messages I want to talk about. But we never got anything to eat. It was crazy, so we had to get up and walk out.
that's
And
crazy?
yeah, I talked with the manager. I like, I asked the waitress, let me talk to the manager. And the manager acted like she didn't care. So like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, no empathy, no training, nothing whatsoever. I know in Texas they were at least offered to pay for your meal or credit or something.
Yeah.
They didn't offer anything. So, and to really sum it up, I had a episode at I tried to get something later that night after we got out of the studio. I'm finishing my audio book. Same thing. We went to rallies. Couldn't get served there anyway. They tried to give us a half our food. They charged me, didn't give me the food, and then I told them to take it back. They refused to give me a refund.
Jeez. So
Yeah,
that was all.
what's going on?
That was all in the same day, huh?
This was 2 days, but it was
Okay.
within less than 12 to 14 hours of one another.
Yeah.
On the way out, we stopped at Buffalo Wild Wings where you went there earlier. This was in Lafayette because I had enough of Louisiana at that point. So on the way out that Sunday, we stopped at Buffalo Wild Wings. So no menus. My friend of mine, Siraj, you see, on sometimes on the show, we rode down there together. So we rode riding back. They gave him his food. Didn't even ask me if I wanted his food or anything. So I wind up walking out there. So it's I don't know what's going on. What do you think is going on with the current climate? What's going on with the anxiety? Is people freaking out, or they just don't give a damn anymore? What's going on?
I just want to start off the show with saying, I guess, peace and love to everyone out there who's struggling. I think that's a lot of the issues going on right now is just the struggle, and not necessarily monetary struggle, but just struggling to find themselves in general. It's very hard sometimes when you're born into kind of like a system of doing things, and then everything gets turned upside down, or everything's just coming apart. A lot of people don't know how to react, and they struggle. I believe in protesting. That's perfectly fine. Everything like that. Being scared of like the coronavirus, or viruses have been going around for thousands of years, right? And it's just like, how can we be afraid of something? And And what happened was the whole world just kind of just stopped, like you said in your in Little Skill. Everyone just stopped working, stopped caring for a little bit, and I think it's going to take some time to get it back going again, in my honest opinion. And so it's just these are strange times. Everything in the next 6 months will shape, I think, the rest of human history. I think every day you can say that. Honestly, like every day will shape human history, but we're living in the era where books will be written about this time period, about the change, the changeover. So it's just
Right.
my opinion.
I'm not sure what's going on with them, but I'm not sure if this gives them permission to actually um, take professionalism less serious. I think that just like when the coach or the teacher's not watching, a lot of students become their natural selves, and they try to become mischievous and stuff like that. I think that's more fun than actually doing the right thing to some people. So a lot of people had not grown the high school mentality. I think, but I know the end result. The end result is with people and businesses that don't take my dollar serious, I will never spend another dollar with them.
I mean, that's all you can do, right?
Right. So Chili's, I advise nobody ever go to Chili's. Rallies or Checkers, they'll never get another dollar from me. Buffalo Wild Wings, they'll never get another dollar from me. So you got one time to burn me, and I'll never spend again. There's too many options to go eat. There's too many options to where I can spend my money. So I won't put up with abuse. And I advise anybody that's out there listening to me, this is the theme for the rest of the year. If they don't support us and they don't value you, they don't treat you right, don't spend money with them.
Yeah.
As simple as that. If they don't treat you like you're supposed to be treated, do not spend their money with you. I mean, do not spend your money with them. Also, what you need to ask these people as well is that, I know it, and I talked about this a little bit on the last show, and I'm gonna echo it again because this is the move for the rest of the year. Is that what are you doing specifically for our community? Specifically, I don't want to say I do a lot and all this general stuff. What are you doing specifically to help people that look like me and Steven Contreras? What are you doing actively? You know, and if they say nothing, I'll give you a BS answer. Walk out. Simple. If you don't support me, I can't support you.
Yeah.
I want to support people that look like me and have our money circulate. And it's time right now for us to get. Shout out to the OG Master P because he's now attacking that food industry. He got instead of getting Aunt Jemima, I'm gonna get Uncle P's syrup and pancake mix and instant rice and all that stuff. So I said on a lecture I did when I was in Louisiana last week for my audio book. I need to get black underwear. Quote unquote black. I know, like I said, for lack of a better term, I want somebody to get underwear manufactured that look like us. I want to have an alternative for everything that we could possibly buy. Somebody like us that makes it, so I have an opportunity to buy it.
Yeah, I guess I would agree too, because I mean that's the only way to, like you said, to circulate the wealth is to be able to buy things and buy things that support our community. And honestly, this is the best time to do it. I mean, this is where the shift in monetary wealth in general is going back and forth right now. So this is the perfect time to hop in. Be able to promote your product, be able to do something to help, I guess, everyone, people in your local communities and everything. Just gotta do it.
Right. I mean, the thing is, now is the time. It's the greatest opportunity right now. The gate opened up for you that you could do. I want toilet paper. I want underwear. I want toothbrushes, toothpaste. I want
2 Netflix contracts,
whatever. If I know they got the battery company, the Tubman batteries already, but I want the whole kit and caboodle. We need to make cell phones, cars, the whole nine. So we could easily change the socioeconomic landscape by just making the products ourselves. And the people that don't support us as opposed to people that don't look like us. We just need to embarrass them. We need to call them out. That's what the social media is for. Shame on people that go to that's still right now in 2020 with this current climate. I got to plug myself. That's still going to these banks that supported redlining. You see what I'm saying? Why would you go to these banks that's notorious for redlining and give them your business so they can continue, they can perpetuate what they've been doing the whole time? And here you got somebody that looks like you that's in the business that's going to loan you the money. So if you buying a house right now and you look like me, there's no reason that you should be going to any other bank. Period. It just is what it is. If you are, you got to re-examine yourself. Are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? So if you're part of the problem, you have no reason to complain. You get what you deserve.
I mean, that's kind of how the unemployment market is right now. Everyone who was complaining, they weren't complaining as of late because of they were making more money. They didn't have to complain.
Right. Well, this is the thing as well. Don't forget that one of the 7 Hermetic principles is the law of cause and effect, which is karma. So if you can say, "Hey, I don't give a damn right now," but don't forget that energy, that same energy is going to come back on you. Is the pendulum going to swing?
It's usually like when you get off your path, a lot of things start happening to you to hit you just clear back up onto your path, right?
Right.
The law of cause and effect.
So it's the law of cause and effect. So now we have the perfect opportunity to, as a community, get off the bottom of the socioeconomic totem pole. All we have to do is spend with each other. Simple. Cut the haters out. You tired of people. People respect. Don't forget, in this particular corporation, which we call a country, they respect one thing. They respect the bling. They respect the flash. So instead of trying to flash on somebody that's near you, when we start flashing on them a little bit, when we start flashing on other nationalities and stuff like that, so instead of trying to flash on somebody that's right next to you that looks like you, that makes no sense. So if we all were eating, and we all could come up together, why not do that? But that's the problem. A lot of people they're following their dad. And when I mean their dad, they're following this program, this propaganda that they're under. They're following, and since this is Father's Day, let's go ahead and tie all this together. Shout out to the real fathers. But let's go ahead and get this thing going. The meat is that who is your real dad? A lot of people their real dad is white supremacy. Let's get it all the way. Let's get it all the way out there out in the open. That's your father. That's what created a lot of us. Don't forget, it's alchemy. So I take this and I add this and I create this. So a lot of us are the alchemic equation of white supremacy. And that's the reason why we don't want to see each other come up. You're doing with this, a lot of people that set up this particular system, you're doing a job for them. You're hating on, you're doing all the hate for them. You're almost worse than the Klan. You see what I'm saying? Is this making sense, Steve?
Yeah, it does. I've never heard it put that way before, but yeah, it makes sense. Having that dog eat dog mindset. Just
where did people like us get that mindset? That people like us, they try to floss, they try to come up, they try to put down people that look exactly like you that's in your neighborhood. Where did that mind frame come from? It came from the propaganda that you're saying that people, the darker hued skin people are not as intelligent, are not as smart, are not as are lazy, so on and so forth. You're buying into the propaganda, and you're manifesting what they want you to manifest. You control the mind, you control the body. So a lot of you should have a Father's Day card right now. So the Father's Day card, the white supremacy, because that's your real dad. And it's straight up, so that's your father, that's your pappy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So that's on this Father's Day. And some of my females are the same way. They first thing they call is the police. I'm calling the police because they respect the alpha male. It was sorry to say it, hate to say it, but Caucasians and the white supremacist mind frame has become the alpha male. And women are made to submit to the alpha male. So our women don't respect us. They quick to call the daddy, quick to call the system. And they respect that more than us. So that's why the family's in the chaos. So right now, let's tie all this together. We have an opportunity to change things. Will you forego your programming and try to reprogram yourself in enough time before this window is gone? Or we talked about this on previous shows, or do you want to experience the worst? So if you want to experience the worst, so will it be. So mote it be. So if you want to experience to where we're in the Renaissance period, we're back on, we're working, we're starting to put some wins together, then you gotta deprogram yourself and reprogram yourself into seeing people like us, seeing people like me, seeing people look like Stephen Contreras on top again. Until you're comfortable with that, that's we're gonna still see more of the same. Us getting killed and us foot on the neck, and and you just want somebody to treat you right, and you're not really willing to do the things necessary in order for that to happen.
Yeah. I just can't believe it's 2020, right? And we're still dealing with this kind of stuff. It's just outrageous, in my opinion.
Well, I think what happened is with the propaganda, which is smart, they realized that, I don't have to do it myself. I don't have to put hoses on you. If I can program the mind and get you to fight against each other and hate on each other and
divided we fall, and
right,
that's
think that all right, I got some ice, I'm selling ice, and the guy that has lighter skin next to me across the street selling ice, his ice is colder than my ice. You got a problem. You really got an issue. Think about it. And
for sure,
people that's listening to us, which won't be too many people because our audience is a different audience. Our audience are overachievers just trying to do better. So if you play this for somebody that needs this right now, play this for somebody that is in that mind frame that we're talking about. If you deep down don't want to see your brother or sister come up, you really need to examine yourself. Really examine, where did this hatred come from? What caused you? Yeah, don't forget the law of cause and effect. What caused you to have this hatred for skin tone? Then what made you judge somebody based on skin tone? How shallow is that? Who taught you that?
It's the lowest form, it's the root chakra. It's the hatred weighs you down. You can never unlock your potential with all that hate in your heart.
Most that's part of the programming as well. Don't forget, and I said this on check that lecture I did with Chief. I talked about this. In order to get out, you got to go in. You got to be a great human being. You can't be a great human being if you're trapped in a root chakra. If you're trapped in the devilishment, you're trapped in the superficial things of life, skin color, shoulder length, car size, stupid stuff. You got to become a better human being. A lot of us are taught the opposite. They were taught the worse we are human beings, that's the better we're going to become in the system.
Sadly, yep.
Wrong. Grow up, become a great human being. It doesn't take that much to smile at a person.
I
It
know.
doesn't take that much to. Don't you feel better helping somebody across the street instead of being mean to them? How hard? How don't when you be mean to somebody, it disturbs your whole day. And so stop it. Become a great. Get out of that. Grow out. I see people that's 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, still caught in their root chakra, mad at the world. Stop it.
Yeah, it's our turn now, right? It's just like everyone who's trying to move, you can't move with all that weight, all that hate, just gotta let go. You'll move faster,
Right. Let all that attack. And we talked about this earlier off air. The Christ consciousness said this: you have to release all attachments in order to follow me. Get rid of all attachments. Stop holding on to your past. Get rid of all of your attachments. Get rid of that stuff. You can't have that baggage and go into the Christ consciousness and become an enlightened being. You can't go to the next level. Let all that stuff go. Whoever done you something or whatever, until you forgive them and move on, you're going to be stuck into that same thing. And you're never going to become
the same loop
it's
over
the
and
same,
over.
you're going to the same regeneration. You'll be back and you're going to let's try again. You're going to keep trying again until you actually get it, that you have to become the savior and the Messiah that you're looking for.
And like you said, it doesn't take much to be a better human being. Like most people are born, I'd say probably about 99% of people are born good, right? Truly good. And it's the world around
Everybody's
us.
doing good.
Yeah, I mean, there's the occasional anomaly, but I mean, it's just like, most 99% of people are born good, and it's just like it's all the surroundings, all the circumstances that make people err off their ways. And like I say, it's 2020. It should be peace and love everywhere. Like we should be able to get to Mars if we want to. We should be able to build eco cities that run off the Earth. Like we should be able to do all these things, and we can't even get past the first step, honestly. And
I
it's
mean,
just
I think the reason why we can't get past the first step is because we've been convinced that we are the body, and this is you. Remember, the only sin is not knowing who you are, who you truly are. And with that being said, if we forgot who we truly are, we've been programmed to think that the body is you. And once you do that, once you get caught in that ego, then it's hard to escape the ego. And so we get caught in the ego where everything is me, 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 me. And the only way out is you understand is we. And I'm not talking French.
And we're talking all human beings.
There's no separation. There's no duality. So once you realize that, then that's when you become enlightened, and then you can move on. If you see somebody suffering, that's you yourself suffering. So this is what it is. Once you realize that, then you could grow. So why would you want to cause suffering when you know it's just you're only causing yourself to suffer? So all that meanness, all that vindictiveness, all that spiciness should go out of you. And a lot of us, we watch TV, we watch how other people treat us, and we try to mimic that, thinking that's going to mimic success. You're only mimicking stupidity. Yeah. You're looking real stupid out there.
Because you're falling for the propaganda.
You're falling for the propaganda. You're looking real dumb.
And just an example of just how kind of it works with the we is like, look what's going around in all across the country and the world is an idea takes that fast to go across the world,
Right.
And so you have to always look at it. It's like, okay, so am I doing something that's helping everyone, get better? Those are the things you want to try to promote. I just hate violence and hate so much. It's awful. You know,
Right. Again, the whole thing of why we're here is to become better human beings and to ultimately becoming great human beings. And you can't become a great human being if you're still doing what you did in high school. You hadn't bettered yourself. You hadn't worked on yourself. And you got to do this. You're not going to get better through osmosis. You're not just going to wake up, you're better.
yeah.
It takes work. And we got to realize this. You got to work on being a better human being every day of your life, being a better father, being a better neighbor, being a better wife, being a better mother. We all can get better at everything, being a better friend. A lot of people see the ego makes you think that you're entitled to things. See, I'm not entitled to Steve being my friend. If I want Steve to be my friend, I have to be his friend first. You're not entitled to people treating you like royalty. How you want somebody to treat you like royalty? You don't act accordingly. You have to work on yourself to where you become royalty. Then people will treat you like royalty.
Yeah, I like what you did there. It's true. It's a law of cause and effect again.
Law of cause and effect. So the ego gives you the false entitlement syndrome. You're not entitled to anything. You're not entitled to anything. That's where we go wrong. And that's why people never work on themselves. Because if you think everything's supposed to be given to you, you're not going to try to get better. So now's the opportunity right now for us to get better on a social economic tip. Are you going to take advantage of it, or are you going to sit back and watch and then hope and cross your fingers and hope that things will change? How can things change if you don't make them change and work out the change? And I gave you the solution. One way you can work out the change is spend money with people that has your common interest in mind. If your why is the same as their why.
Yeah.
Simple solution. But I guarantee you right now, as we speak, you got people that look like me, sisters that look like me, spending money with the Koreans with the weave. You got, I guarantee you that the Chinese shop, you got plenty of people that look like us that's lying around the corner. You see? Better ask them, what are they doing for our community? If it's nothing, walk out. Simple. And
I think it will get better, honestly. Everything will get.
It will only get better if you're trying to become a better human.
For sure. And I think the world's on that pace to do that. Honestly, it's like with everything that's happening, with progress that's been made over 100 years, and we'll get better.
Right. I mean, slowly but surely. But right now is the time for action.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Well, every time is the time for action. Again, God is a verb. So we're here to create action. We're here to create. We're here to do things. You see what I'm saying? And you do things. If you stop moving, that's debt.
Yeah.
If you are perfect, that's debt. Nothing is nothing is perfect. Everything is a creation in the works. And you're here as a mini creator to create. So people that's here to do nothing, that's the last thing I wanted to address. I know we're over the time. But people that's here that want to just lay off the land and just coast and not do anything. If you're around these people, if you listen to my voice right now, if you identify some of these people that's in your cipher, you got to let them go. They're going to perish. They will perish. So will you perish with them, or are you going to leave them alone? You got to start calling them out. If they don't react, then you got to leave them alone. They're toxic.
That's like the story of what was it, Caesar Brutus, right?
Right.
he couldn't see it, and he died for it.
Right. They again, that's the cliche. A wise man never argues with a fool because from a distance you can't tell the difference. So if you're caught in with this crowd from a distance, nobody can tell the difference. So they're gonna attack all of you guys.
Mm.
So I can't get caught up in that crowd with people that's not doing anything, people that's not trying to become a better human being. I can't rock with you. You know, being a terrible human being is easy. It's easy to be an a-hole. It's easy to be a jerk. It's easy to be a slime bucket or what is it, a douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. You see?
Yeah, it is, and it's harder to be a good human being. You know, can you forgive, forget, help?
Being a good human being, just like working out, shows me your work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
Shows me you're working at your craft. If you're an a-hole, that shows me you don't give a damn about nothing or anybody around you. So I don't want to be around you.
Yeah,
because you don't give a damn.
Yeah, it's toxic.
It's toxic. So just like working out, if you see somebody with muscles and it's fit, you know that they take care of their body. If you see an a-hole, that you know that he's on junk food. You know, as a person, that he's not trying to become a better person.
Yeah.
So I'm out of there. I'm not trying to know you. I'm not trying to identify with you. I'm not trying to get to know you. I know what type of person you are. I can tell. But you got the right mannerisms. You got you're trying to study. You're trying to be. A person can't smile at you. That's a good indication that something is wrong.
Yeah, that's even that little thing just makes a big difference, right?
And I know everybody has days and stuff like that, but there's no reason that you should be out in public and your whole thing is attacking other human beings.
Oh, for sure.
That's demonology. Something is wrong with you. So, with that being said, I'm not going to keep you that long. Stay away from toxic people. Stay away from people that's not trying to better themselves.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship or your friends or quote unquote, or those people are in your proximity, leave them alone. Get away from them. Call them out. If they don't respond, leave them. Get away from them. Same thing with businesses. If businesses, they don't treat you right, they're not trying to become better businesses. They're not trying to become better human beings. They're not trying to hire better employees to take care of you. Leave them alone. Don't spend your money with them.
Yeah.
Same thing. We exhausted too much energy. Money is strictly moon energy. The people and businesses that are toxic, let them perish. Let them go out of business. You see?
Yeah. And just on my final remarks will be just, you know, like you said, try to better yourself. And the easiest way to do that is just do one nice thing for someone every day. Or even just, like you said, smile at someone. If you're walking down the street, wave to them and be like, hey, how are you doing? You know, like if you see trash on the ground, pick it up if it's not yours, you know. It's the little things that makes this world go round. And I feel like sometimes we always forget that. And it's like, it's up to us that we make the changes. We're the ones who are going to be able to make those changes. And, you know, those little things go a long way. And I just hope everyone can see it. And I do think the world will get better. And hopefully soon, you know, because it's dumb. It's really dumb.
Well, I talked about this in the book a little bit, you know, and this is my final thought. We got to wrap it up. That when you come encounter with somebody, they're going to have an experience. It's either going to be a negative, a neutral, or a positive. Either one of the three. And a neutral experience, you could say, is a negative experience. So it's up to you when you come in contact with people, will that experience be positive? Can that experience, that brief interaction with you, can that change somebody's life? Can that make an impact on somebody? Can how you carry yourself and how you present yourself make a positive impact on that person? For those who don't care, we're talking to the wrong crowd. It's not for you. You're not trying to become a better human being. But either way, everybody that comes in contact with you is going to have an experience, and it's up to you what the outcome of that experience is. And don't forget, you will judge yourself
Yep.
when it's all said and done.
Is your heart as light as a feather?
And will your heart be as light as a feather? So with that, we're gonna say, don't forget, I gotta promote at the end as well. At Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. Go ahead, follow us, like, subscribe, comment, so on and so forth. Again, www.billionaireloanofficer. If you want to book me for a consultation, so on and so forth. HOC Mortgage. I can't reiterate this enough. If you're spending money on these big banks that supported redlining and stuff like that, and you're not spending your money with people that's active in the community like myself, I don't know what to tell you. Cash App us at the power of hashtag. I mean, $ the power of ownership. And that's gonna be it. Again, you can call me 832-775-8357 24/7. Remember, God is a verb, and personal responsibility is your only savior. With that, let's say peace.